course based on our overall theology intention or subject or course. So, okay. Tatlo ti kastakit tuloy na yan. Iyamam naman pa basit kapsat ti bagbagi magpakasira rin tatalo tayo. With the three things that I mentioned.
Mas pwede, ni Kuya Pablo, kung na itumuan. Freelancer ako. Isang dati mo yan na eskwela. Kaya tulad dati agad ada. Kaya ko nandun Sir Dave dati nga napintas mo lang natin diyan kat learning is a continuing. Kinagpaiso na at amok ko kinagpaiso na talaga kindergarten level na kailangan no di tungtungan sa theology. Next.
Siya ni Hana Baldas Calito, Dr. Backwak ng City Hall. So I'm occupied 8 to 5, Monday to Friday. I'm also a mother. So to 4 kids, 2 whom are still small with the online classes pero masapon nga aramidon tati the modules na. So medyo busy basit. But I enrolled in this class, in this course because at this stage siguro itigil kayo may adulty questions na kaya kayo masumbatan. I hope I will be guided dito nga po so na mangsumbat 80 questions about life na pulaga. That's your expectation ko pa din.
Sakman ni Maribel Sibayan, taga-Bira, at plain housewife. Kankas ko na ni Padi, awan ti inubingan ti agadal. Kaya ko niya agadal. No, makatulong ka dahil kakadakit sa ibalatok mo lang. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, nailipata kami baga. Part of our learning in here is also sharing. So banga si tayo, si Brother Pablo, try to share also what you learn from here to the brotherhood, or to your congregation, to your local church membership. So with your attorney, not only in work, but also perhaps with the Episcopal Church Women, or whatever organization that you are in. So with your Sister Maribel, CW, di ba? Ibingay tayo, lagi ito'y manala. Tikas kakit, you know, in my own experience, nalaklakanay nga naka-retain dahil na inadal if you share it. I mean, no, inadal mo, ibingay mo, ada nga naka-retain ka. No, puro sa amin nga kabig, awan mo tirunuran na, para kang Dead Sea. Alam niyo yung Dead Sea? Agis receive lang yung Dead Sea, so nga din, tahang nga, ag-share, mapan yung ocean o the sea. So, okay, thank you for that introduction. And perhaps, yan na yun ang tayo siguro niya. Ayun, siguro ako director.
Wala kong orehaan ako nga. But thank you. Ibagat lang before I will kwan. Ada classmate yun dito nga talo, they are officially enrolled. Ibagat kanu tinagan da, ta iso nga i-video dahil tita buyaan na tayo.
Sige ba?
Ni Roda Reyes, piladok na yung nakiasawa, napapilido na. Kaya enroll na ni Rabii. So, she's a government employee, active mo lang ECW, St. Jude. Ubing mo inom na tayo. Kasi parang agkapon tayo diba? And we have attorney Mary Jean Bumuy sa Lupan. Nung asayang galing isuna ijay la union piman, so tatakan ito nga makasangat.
Judge.
When ni Judge. And then ni Suremesa, we have one teacher from Bonto. Tinaganakat ni Teacher Jenna. Nakwak dinaganan. Inisip ko ni Alan, F, kaya pilido na. So talaga nga taga-Bonto.
Taga-Bundok.
When parang Farnal.
Farnal ka.
Parang gano'n. When kita, dagito'y talo, tikaubingan dito teacher. I think the teacher is 25 or 26, ni Teacher Gina. Pero ni kanupiman Sir Patrick tuutan tinang encourage to join us. Iso nga officially, di ko natin mo talagang kaslaka na kayong although there are others nga makinaynayon na lang, parang sina Colonel Gaab, sina basbasa da, makikukwada, but eventually, I hope they will mainayon dan too. So, igata, haanan niya siya ti director ni Sir Alan, iso na ti agar arrange to amin ijay schedule tayo or what, sila nga advisor aklangan or kadwak iso na, because we want to establish nga, agbalin nga separate department ni jay theology. So, i-update tata, we went through in trabaho na piman, di amin nga papers. Mistake gamitin na ibaga, ti kunada gamin nga pa nag-submit is August. So, insang-sangbot na piman ti August, idiin panaan di jay, kunada nga naladaw kayo, sir, i-submit yun to no January. Iso nga January because we are starting with our bachelor's program. So, we are in order, in other words, kumpleto jay papilis tayo, maikwalaang for DJ permit. Tumun unagan tatakot handamot nga itod nga dagos ganti kwa apply ka pa ti permit and then the recognition and then adugay nga proseso. So unaan tayo jay bachelor's degree and then after that our the other programs that we have nga iso ti program yo. Meanwhile ti advice ti CHED as of last week kada tayo is no kano i-market tayo adala ta jay nakakarga nga non-CHED program. Tapnuhan tayo kano masita or ma-questionaran because somebody came at nakita da nga, DJ tarpaulin tayo gamin, DJ front idi nga, ada nakakarga nga diploma in theology, kat in-issue da nga, medyo na-issue po ni Dr. Marchand. So, we contacted Dr. Marchand, isupay lang ti in-charge ti theology. Iti Ched, na iran-rana nga isupay lang ti inted nga area na di theology. So nga, ti suggestion, ta nagkisa umati man ni Dr. Colin, basta amin no i-market tayo kano, kat nadag sa lunsod, non-CHED program kano pa because it's not yet until ingana nga maala tayo di recognition. Or at least we are registered. Kat mag-register kasi mo na nariyat nga pagsasabayam iso nga ti advice damat lang 1 course per time. So nga umuna di bachelor's degree tayo. Okay, so ayam pa di Alice. We will continue. So yung lecture 1 na naitid kanya yo, adan to ti lecture 2 na tatanga weekly jayon. Sorry ijay nagkwakwa gamit schedule katanto na ituloy yun. Okay, DJ Paddy, thank you. So ikaw na.
Okay, so thank you. Kita mo, ang pagay maraging rusket ay ako nga among consultant kagay tatan hanan nga director.
Well,
At the same time, of course, school chaplain. Chaplain. So, and as part of, as a member of the board, I'm glad to hear that development regarding the processing of papers to qualify or to register all these courses. Yeah.
gusto nga ikukuha mi katanga doktor ni Alan kasi once
Yes.
na tayo ko i-require na yung director na kat at least doktor na naon. So nga nag-enroll man ni Alan to ta iti ang doktor ti theology kat mo qualified po handa nga question na lang.
Kan agbal nga presidente, kat doktor.
Ikararag tayo tana kami adami ni Dayan ba.
Presidente ko nga staff from Easter School.
My kapatid,
Kami pati.
Okay, so after all those, let's go to the subject. Yeah? So the subject is called SCW. Ano ba yung SCW?
Oo, si Alan na nakakalam dyan.
SCW 1. But the description is General Introduction to Liturgy.
Liturgy.
So I will be posting, or we will be posting the description as I read it for now, yeah? For our purpose of introduction, orientation. So students will explore the basics of worship and the importance of the Holy Eucharist as source and summit for the Christian life. Moreover, it also provides framework for thinking together about vital and faithful Christian worship by exploring the biblical and theological foundation of worship, reviewing the ways the Church's praise has been shaped over the centuries, and analyzing today's worship and spectrum. Key elements in the practice and leadership of worship in the Anglican tradition will be explored, including the ordering of worship, the role of prayer and music, and models of collaborative worship planning. Wow! overwhelming, you know. So anyway, the exact text will be posted. So with that purpose, I put down the basic or the keywords that we shall be focusing our attention or our lectures. First, about basic of worship. Anya timon ko nga panagdayaw ka na po Diyos. So we'll be exploring that basics of worship. Anya dagayay elements na, anya dagayay adday ka nga makumpuna nga panagdayaw. And then of course, more important equally important is importance of the Holy Eucharist. Kanolalaan tayo dato yung Anglican, reject ka lang pinakasentro niya, timon ko nga liturgy. Okay, so that will be your assignment. Read, research, or find out the definition of liturgy. Although, yeah, we will be putting that together when we meet again. And then, another keyword is faithful Christian worship. Bakit? Meron bang unfaithful? Nalalaan din nata, religion or Christianity is just like buffet. Pinalas yun nag-buffet the elements. Elements pa. Kaya ang mga muna. No, di buffet, nagdaduma pag-alaman niya. Nagduduma. Pinutang lang di kaya't mo nga kanon. Di ba? Nanwalalaan kalakas dyan di Christianity tata. It's like a buffet. So, pinutang bijay. Katamo nga maalat yung usto no kasdilaan. Na kada tayo nga Anglican, in the Anglican tradition, it's not like that. Because our faith should be shaped by, kunyari, talo di ako. Talo ako, upat. Reason, scriptures, and tradition. Tagay iti kwaiso nga nuhan na naibasa, nuhan nga pundasyon kat nagapuit ta tagay panagdayaw tayo, so muna na ay kitaan tayo nga kasla nga unfaithful Christian worship. No kami sa dati kasla nga tawag ng kinakwata yung Kristiyano. How about the other faith? When we say Christian worship is also kahit na sa uwan, we also respect the other faiths worship, but we use that as to identify what we are discussing or focusing into. So faithful Christian worship, another thing, biblical and theological foundation of worship. Dati pa nagdayaw tayo gayam, halang basta-basta coming out of the blues. It is biblical and it is theological, meaning kitaan na iti-relasyon ti Diyos kan ti tao, tao iti Diyos, kan tao iti tao. Alalaan kita, another assignment pala. Tanyo, ti kasta mag-picture kat medyo lang chapsoy na. Try to revisit the Book of Common Prayer. Amok nga, mamisan ka taken for granted, but you try to revisit that with that intention of discovering the theological, biblical foundation of that. At dati, agra-round kamun nabasa yun in the Facebook, nga 70% of the prayer book is from the what? Holy Scripture, the Bible. So you try to, kita mo nagpasun yung baga ni Paddy. So you try to revisit the Book of Common Prayer with that investigative mind, and also with that behind the back of your mind. So another keyword in the description is churches praise or worship through the centuries. So we'll try to get some historical background how our worship in the Anglican tradition came to be. So take note, I'm very specific in Anglican tradition. Although we'll be exploring others, our main focus will be our own tradition, right? But of course, not putting aside others. And then, worship spectrum analysis. Kasi baga agduduma iti itsurat ipanagdaydayaw. Even what we call the paganist or kunada ginadumang misnomer da kunada pagan ti igurot. Do you agree? Anya nga ron. Filipinos are not pagans. They are animists. What do we mean by animists? Kita nyo, research nyo. So it worship a deity, you know. So pagan, awan po si Patin Marita. Pagano ko nada, di ba? But we have animists, our ancestors at the inayan of the spirito, the spirits. Spirit of the river, spirit of the tree, spirit of the mountain. So it's not pagan. So those are the spectrum. No, kita natin tama dito within the Anglican Church, Episcopal Church, ada rin evangelical style, di ba? Napanasan niyo evangelical style. Napang kay Manila, pang kay St. Stephen, that's evangelical. Ay, hindi. Naging na St. Peter's, ayan ni late Robert Kwan. But if you go to St. Stephen's, probably blended the traditional and evangelical. Diyan makita mo ni St. Stephen, ada pa lang rin nakabelo. Kung nag-receive dati communion, parintuman na ijay, communion rail, altar rail. Pinatas mo din. Diba? So, these are the spectrum. So, within the Anglican mismo, worship sa wide spectrum. No, pangkadya Africa, ada ti traditionalist, ada iti evangelical, sobra. The same in Asia, pangkadya Singapore, pangkadya Hong Kong. Nagito iti kitaan tayo. Tapno tikas ta, nalawlawa no kung nagtipanang-awa tayo anya iti makungkunang panagdayaw or worship or liturgy for that matter. And then another keyword is Anglican key elements in the practice and leadership of worship. So no amo tay mat nga no mapantay makimisa hanga mas adang takder tagsao. Ada iti leadership ada di padi. Nesot ko na tayo nga nya celebrant no misa ket no morning prayer or no divine offices official. So those are the things. So agnanayon to dagiti sobrang na input tayo kada gitoy. Ang no jak amo no napadpadasan yung terno ko tinadto mga kapilya, adalatan di basta takder nya. Datayo we believe in order. That is you should put that in mind. So apay ngay nati Anglican na agmisa ket apay pare-parehas. No to nga ada outline na. Kan di outline na dayay ada rason. And one basic panjat is in the order, because we believe in the God of order, not a God of chaos. Diba? In the very beginning, diba? God put the chaos into orderliness. Whatever you call it, Big Bang Theory or what, God put together in order. So those are the key elements. No, as ano, anya lagi ada nga suserdo, kasama agilid, sino lagi agilid. Amutay mo nahanlang nga paadilan ti mabaling agilid no, agnanayon agtitipon tayo agdayaw kana po Dios, di ba? Sino kanya ay pinapadasan na nagliti morning prayer, evening prayer, or what? Kumpay?
Manong Pablo, di ka ba Di ka pa nag-try?
Siguro as we go with the course, mabaling nga we can go even practice that. And then second to the last keyword is ordering of worship. That is prayer and music. Ordering meaning to put an orderly way, semblance of worshiping God. So ano mapatay makimisa, apay nga adda dagi masapul nga mapili nga makanta nya. No panagkakasar, adda ti mapili nga kanta, agkanta ti requiem mass, ay requiem song no kasar, di ba? No Easter Sunday hanggang mabali hana kay na sa mabali. Do not hantay nga kanta agi panglen. 40 days and 40 nights. Kung na ganyan Easter nga mo, Hallelujah. So these are the how music and prayer also. At dati na atasan nga agilit iti invocation. Kuna na ag-ilit mo ti karatag kapsat. Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts that we are about to receive from your bounty. Is that appropriate? Open in prayer kat para niya grace before meals. So prayers, those in the worship, in the liturgy that we have, prayer and music are really chosen in order to be appropriate. So kasi ito kinakuha natin orderliness of our liturgy. And that is our liturgy. And of course, last nga, may dating kitaan tayo because we have already embarked in this. I was former chairperson of the National Commission on Liturgies. Kaya tayo about collaborative worship planning. So we will study some models. Kahit anyat kahit collaborative worship planning. Kaya agapo kanya tayo nga mismo nga tattaon anya dagdi dapat kuno kitaan tayo nga appropriate nga mainayon ije panagdayaw tayo, di ba? And to inform you, adda di ba ko nga praise and worship na integrate. Ito'y panagdayaw tayo. Amo yun yan. Naipadasan ni Jay San Nicolas. San Nicolas sa lang.
For the last 2 years, almost 2 years.
Ayan. Kaya taso ka nakalimis sa 2 years.
Yes, yes, buddy.
You'll be forgiven. Hindi na yung dira. Hindi na yung dira.
Padi medyo
Ada ti praise and worship na?
awan.
Awang Pablo, ano natin pag-ibig sa am?
Awang pay.
Awang pay pag-ibig sa am?
Awang pay.
Yeah.
Worship lang sa mga.
Na kami ide ko padi sa blan.
Okay, sa plan. Dati naramid iti Commission on Liturgies, gapit lang guideline to incorporate praise and worship. Kaya dijay, awan na dyan na dati. We learned this from the charismatic movement. Nga isumat iti ma-feel iti naganarag iti kakadwa nga effective. Kaya, to give life to our worship. Ako na lang iti worship tayo kanunod. Kailangan frozen. We are the frozen Christians. The Anglicans because very nalamis ka nun. Anyway, these are the collaborative that nagkapuday dito iti nagana suggestion can reactions of our nagana members. And this is also being adopted by the Council of Churches in Asia. That's the Anglican I attended that in Hong Kong. They are suggesting that to be included in our Anglican worship tradition. So nagyan ni keywords that we shall be focusing our lectures on panagbasa. You will be expecting from me during our face-to-face nga dati naising-singit ko nga other maybe kung ayaw nga out of the bus topics nga naka-connect iti liturgy or worship. Nagiti mga mangyari in our society, socio-cultural events. Try to put this together. So, kung natin yung theology and liturgy is part of that, is the most comprehensive and exciting subject. Then, requirements and methodology na i-produce ko tayo ito. So, it will be blended learning, face-to-face lecture, and siguro,
Zoom.
sometimes we can put Zoom lectures. Zoom lectures. So nga dali create ng chat group tayo. So as we go along, kaslang kurang lata, iti dati naka-schedule na face-to-face tayo, we can schedule special meetings or special Zoom in your availability. Nagti ka mo nga availability tayo amin, katrabi, kasi dyan, nagawin tayo. So Zoom would be one of the most logical way of supplementing or mangnayon ito panag-inaral tayo. And of course, printouts, reading materials, ada lagi upat nga libro nga internet chaplain kanya. Amok nga limited copies lang na jay. But I will be putting the titles in case na you can come up with some downloadable materials of those. But not necessarily nga nagaya author o ano ka, but we go. Kung nakaroon na masakol na wild reader, kung natin iloko at nasariwawot tayo nga agbasa. Kanda dumapay nga pagkitaan ka na dito related materials. So printouts and digital copies of reading materials. And of course, I'll be asking now and then, pagkitaan mo, adamon lang iti naurnos tayo kadag iti nataro tayo reaction papers. Reaction papers. How do you react to the topic, or how do you relate on the topic, on the ongoing, the practice of the church, of its worship. I think awan sirbi na puro sa amin nga theoretical pa. Let's put together what we learn, what we read, and see how they are related or how they are connected to what we are doing. Ay, tama ba yung ginagawa natin bilang Anglicans? Or kung tama, anya dagijay na talagang ingredients na we should really look into to appreciate. Tadi yang ti kurang na iti kung kunate tadi kaduan handa nga ma-appreciate, especially the Book of Common Prayer. But other faith confessions, they really appreciate and talagang dayawan daya the Book of Common Prayer. So the most complete kuna na. Kandi yang nasa ibaga ko 70% of the Book of Common Prayer is coming from the Bible. Quotation direct, quotation from the Bible. So, kanya pa iti pangbiro kang tikasta. Naurnos, biblical, ibagbaga na kat, theological na handlang nga, ipipreach iti makungkunang prosperity gospel. Ang mayo diyan? Prosperity gospel. Okay, we will be encountering those prosperity gospel way, and the theology of that, and the liturgical expression. So, so number 3 is expectation from the core subject na kayo, na ibagayo mo titatay. Yan expectation, baka kaya chupay nga na yunan with the description now.
And we will ask those who will be viewing this one, na classmate you to, is the damat lang kang kapadi, the expectations damat.
Yes.
Kaya reactions da.
Yes. Yes. So with that
With this recorded, ano.
So, any clarification on, are you in the right class? So, as I've said, let's be informal and let's enjoy the class.
Well,
No siya style ko, but amo ni Pablo, siguro rinigin ka sa kag-dictate. Alam nga course na funneling way.
Sure, we are in the right class. Otherwise, we shouldn't have come.
Yeah. Yeah. But of course, our part as lecturers is to guide you. But more will be coming from you. You're reading and you're putting together what we learn from class in order to come with a clear understanding, especially on what liturgy or what worship is all about as Christians and as Anglicans. That's the thing that we should bear in mind. So, yun, may clarification po. Hantay mga quiz.
We are too old for quizzes.
I want the quiz, but you have the reaction
paper.
reaction paper.
Ang dati reaction paper.
When i-require mo pa, you have to have a copy of the Book of Common Prayer. So, dumawat kayo dyan padi, pakada yun, yung taktakawon, the other day. Dumawat kayo yung Book of Common Prayer, bulod kayo, and then hymnal.
Yes, yeah, hymnal kasi music pala. Yeah,
May ito ada amin
it would be good if you have the three.
Yeah, if you have the three, that would be 1980, 1940,
1940.
ECP, Dalijeda. Because funny, later on, sa Bali and yan ni Kwati mag-discuss ijay, but you need to have a copy because from time to time, Paddy will refer to the hymns.
To some hymns. So 1940 edition, 1982,
or the
and
ECP.
the ECP, BCP, ECP hymnal.
When? So the BCP, if you don't have the awan pa sa iti ang amin nga churches, awan pa iti ECP, but we have it in the diocese, you can purchase your own copy. I think it's 250 pa din.
Yeah.
250, black or red or blue.
Black or red.
And then, but you need to have that 1979. Because when the lecturer for the Book of Common Prayer, that's the one that we're going to use.
And
So-
of course, the history or the development. So we need the 1979, meaning the one produced by the
USA.
USA. Right. Next, so tikadwang adda dyan simsimbahan
Well,
niya.
so piman padi. Iba nyo ipakado yung padi, ang tamo na inalaw ito may sa. And then from the department, we will give you survey. Tatlo nga di ko na ni padi nga mas participatory. So for example, we'll give you to survey the di ko na word nga worship. Iso nga kitaan nyo, part of the reaction is siguro, I will not quantify padi, but I'm thinking di ay panagmisa. So yung gugyuta pa nga mo observe ijay the way we
The way we
conduct
act,
the worship and then
Conduct.
the
Conduct
sermon,
worship.
how is it preached, the ijay da. So kasi ijay theology, require ko na kayo to really be critical about the sermon. That is, di assignment nyo di ba? So continue with that assignment.
Yeah. So now and then, nagijay na, ano imang mangyari sa simbahan, i-connect tayo the lectures, and then those will be the basic na pang-react tayo. You make your, kung may apply, di mag-aral tayo. Narigat mo ito ko naman, ay, uwan amin. Di ba?
And start volunteering in the simbaan mo.
Yes. You know, si iba yung na-experience mo eh. And I really appreciate the CW. Talaga, I mean, hindi Paris ko jay St. Polycarp. Isubudat ni talaga consistent.
Aglulumbado pa
Oh,
yun.
consistent. Nagiyay BSA. Mapipilit na mo ng malada, agparpaladaw daw, tandang ag-serve.
Nung na-jet ni mo mountain trail padi kat pa, aglulumbada, PVSA.
Kaya start niya kung ano, ECW Sunday.
When?
At lang atatino after siya reading, natibasi niya i-share mo.
Yun. That's good. Yes.
No, is Sunday.
When? Well, they also there.
Lalakan yun, kung babakit.
When?
Kukunti sa piman. They feel that they are already saved when they become acolytes.
Ay, nanyantayin mo nga, church.
Hindi simple
Kini padi Benedict.
Bakit ka lalakan? Piman mo, tagaras ngayon, bubuyan mo ta. Maya.
No, dyan ni St. Polycarp no pa, blended mud, at papakot lang na kayo na escape. No, misa lagi masapsapa. So, dati, apan na konti man lagi dahil leaders. Oh, sika. No. Di yan ka sursur, BSE Sunday. Malado pa lang BSE. Dapat isulat ag-serve, isulat readers, intercessors. Yung STW, always, consistent. So, dati, nasa para pulpul lang na awan na hindi. Awan escape, awan TBC. Dati yun. Very good. Okay, so, any more clarification? Not that?
I just have a reaction. Just a reaction pattern.
Yeah, good.
That one.
Good.
Since it concerns about liturgy, I cannot, although it has been also in my mind lately. Ako kay maawatan dyan, I came from the barbarity in the north. Bakit dyan, we followed the Book of Common Prayer when I was young. Because English, how can really, kung nakandan to pa yung mga butos, handan to pa yung how can we really appreciate yung liturgy done in a foreign language? The only thing siguro nga po ni dyan, mami, kung namin nga, lalo, and then mama, tiya.
Mama, tiya.
Oo. And then, what adangay naging dyan, basi-basi nga na-translate into our language. I don't think nga ma-appreciate that. Also the hymns. Nagmayat hymns tayo, lumawatan tayo kumain.
Yes.
Maawatan na nga ta.
Yes.
Maawatan tayo nga talagin to ita. If done in a foreign language. Ilocano to pa kat medyo foreign.
Yeah.
Well, especially no J Bible. Kung ano J nag-eskwela nga, nag-eskwela lang ako na, may meron na basa at ka English mo niya Ilocano. Pero in truth ko, naawatan tayo.
Nawakan na. Agpagda-pagda na nagbasa na niya yung Ilocano. Actually, yeah, the reaction to our prayer book is the most palatable English, no? Nagmayat pa nakakonstruct na. Poetic, at that. Kanya lang, iso nga, we have started translating the prayer book piece by piece into the local language. Diyan mo na nagbayag kami Ilocos translation. Tagdudu! Sa maliti Ilocos de La Union, Ilocos. Sa maliti Ilocos iti Baguio. Kan Mountain Province. So nga, nagbayag-bayag piman. Namtatan, I think we have now produced an Ilocos translation for the Holy Eucharist. So, it took how many years? Nag-retire ako.
2 decades. 2 decades.
Yeah. Anyway, ang madda yan. So, that is one concern that we really are now seriously considering. Kaya nga meron yung tinatawag natin collaborative
Yes.
worship, ano pa ng Aramid worship. Kat diyan kaya tayo makasama pati lagi prayers niya. Yung diyan nagligat kaya mo talaga agi-translate.
Agi-translate.
Because you will be
Ikakaro dyan yung iniigurot.
nagpintas di pa naka-English na into no in Ilocos nga kamot nga translator na talaga awanin, it will lose, it will be watered down. Maawan di beauty na poetic. Abda pa sa marunong ag-orient?
Ada.
Oh,
Ada sa paroyak man.
Well, sige, tahan nga matukan. Awanin.
That's this exercise.
Dati assignment tayo. Agad-agad.
Assignment ka na.
Assignment tayo agad-agad ha. So read about liturgy and worship from any material. From any material. Oo. And based on the description that we just had, kadagay adlibs ko ng pagpaga, make a reaction paper. Not less than 500 words. Again, we can put it in English, in Ilocos, or in Igorot. But not in Czech, Korean. Kaya buhay-buhay di Korean. Yeah, mabalin di ay. Ilocos, Igorot, kan ay apply. Wag lang Ibadoy, kung amo pa tag Ibadoy. And English. And Tagalog. In any language that you are more
Comfortable.
Most comfortable.
Yes, we encourage that. We are not strictly ejecwa.
Yes, yes.
But of course, if we require you, for example, to write an essay, then we should use English. Especially kung natin when kung nada nga irugimita nga ko collect specimen, either da isubmit yung assignment and projects, all of that. Kasi nung umay da kitaon mo niya da theology, dagi dyan kikitan tiya
Kitaan na.
So from time to time we ask you to write formal essays.
Yes.
And so that's the time you use English.
That will be will be our final or no midterm final
Di ba, yun din
to
yung
make a
scholarship.
formal essay on the subjects that we
Yes.
have covered. For this assignment na lagi ito, you can put it in blended language.
English, really.
Okay, so mayroong question?
Yes, Lord. Nung ito mga pa, dilangan ko at basahan ni. Ako ng mga bilog-bilog.
Kami?
Kanya ti resource quality.
Di ba, the information is at the tip of our fingers. We just put in Google liturgy or worship, andyan na yan. Kanya lang, awang namin textbook tayo yung available. Unless mapang kayo yung library tayo, you can ask Pati Alice or Sir Alan. Ada to, dari upat kami nga books, ada kanya kayo.
We'll try to Google tayo and then we'll choose DJ readable para kanya yun. And then we'll just send the link. And it high text naman lahat yung mga phones. So, click nyo naman yung link. Ada mamin ni DJ basahin.
I'll try to do that also.
At least anywhere nga ayan mo, mabaling nga basaon do DJ.
Yes.
So that it will be Anglican liturgy.
When?
Liturgy.
Kasi Jay, kung ni Panita tayo, we'll have the discussion on the general understanding of what is a liturgy. And then later on in the course, nga nang ag-zero kayo to ijay Anglican liturgy.
And Holy Eucharist.
And Holy Eucharist. Kasi ang mga medyo kwapay lang nga i-offer tayo manan jay Eucharistic theology. That's another course, a separate course.
That's very
Yung may mayat no ija introduction kat itid amin ni Paddy, matapin pintas ti foundation nyo ija liturgical theology.
Alaan tayo mo muna rin yung general understanding about general understanding and practice
When?
of the liturgy and worship of Christian, and even we consider even other faith confessions. Yeah.
Right.
Faith. Yeah. So, yun po. Para naman na may time si Paddy,